Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot, and today I'm going to do a monthly Tarotscope for the month of July for all the astrological signs. And if you need to skip ahead to your astrological sign, I'm going to start each reading with a card. For instance, this is Aries for the first astrological sign. And you can just kind of slide your finger up the screen and see what sign pertains to you. So let's start with Aries. The first card we're going to deal with Aries is what they've been working through. So for Aries, here's what you've been working on up into this point. And you got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of contest and struggle. And so it can sometimes indicate that you've been pushing hard, you've been trying to prove yourself, but it's also a card that tells you to watch out for comparing yourself to other people or looking too much at what others are doing and measuring that up against yourself. This card shows 5 adolescents and they're all battling it out. They're all trying to prove who's got the biggest stick on the card. And so sometimes this card can indicate someone's being competitive with you, or it can indicate that you're looking too much outside of yourself for validation and you're looking to prove yourself in some sort of way. In a work case scenario, this card can indicate that you've been dealing with competition and that you've really had to stand out from the pack in some way. Whenever this card comes up, it does tell you to release a need to prove yourself too much and instead just relax. And then your card for what you need to keep in mind for this next month for Aries is the Chariot card. And the Chariot is all about leaving the confines of your comfort zone. The Chariot driver is leaving behind the walled city. And this indicates that he is trusting his intuition and also the mystery. He's got the Sphinxes that are drawing the Chariot forward. And the Sphinxes are creatures of mystery in Egypt. And this just indicates that he does not know what's ahead on his path, but he's bravely going towards it. And this is such an appropriate card for Aries. So this is going to be a month where you really want to go for it, where you really want to set out and stake your claim. So the next sign we're going to have a Tarotscope for is the sign of Taurus. And for Taurus, here's what Taurus has been working through up until this point. And that's the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is basically acknowledging that the table is set for your dreams to come true. You've been realizing that you are worthy of the good things that are coming your way. And it's also a card of pleasure and indulgence. So this could just be a time where you're just enjoying yourself and really just enjoying the banquet of life that's unveiled for you. Whenever this card comes up, it's basically saying that you deserve it and that it's okay to give yourself happiness and pleasure and good things at this time and not pick everything apart. And the thing that Taurus needs to keep in mind for this next month is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups shows a man who's looking at 3 spilled cups and he's ignoring the 2 that are standing behind him. And so sometimes this card shows a fixation on what a problem is or what problems there are and not looking at what's going well. So sometimes this card tells you to instead look at what the Nine of Cups has brought you instead of looking at what still needs work, what's still flawed, what still isn't perfect. So this card is saying for this next month, there may be a few disappointments. There could be a couple things coming up that are frustrating for you. But if you focus on what is going well and enjoy those things, you're actually going to feel a lot better. And it's really not as bad as you might think. All is not lost when the Five of Cups comes up. All right, and now we're going to go into Gemini. And so Gemini needs to keep this in mind. So this is what Gemini's been working through up into this point. The Sun, another wonderful card. Sun is the best card in the deck, and it just indicates this is a time of celebration, joy, enjoying the summer, and that this is a time of elevation and basically accepting good things as they're offered to you. Whenever the Sun comes up, it lessens the effects of negative cards that might appear around it, and it strengthens the effects of positive cards that appear around it. So for Gemini, this just could be a time to shed some light on your other circumstances and to focus on the positive as well. Whenever we see the Sun, we also see that horse that's the little child is riding, and the horse represents magical assistance. So this could say that what's been happening is that assistance has been coming and you've been basically reaffirmed and that things have been going positively for you, or you've been extremely lucky in some way. And it's just time to ride that horse towards success. And the thing that Gemini needs to keep in mind for this next month of July is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about reconnecting with what's authentic and true in your soul. The man on the Eight of Cups is on that night journey. He's going towards the water, and this means he's going towards his authentic self. And the moon is blocking out the sun on the eclipse on the card. And this is symbolizing that your instincts, your intuition, your feelings, they're going to be taking precedence over your image. And it's so interesting, we have the sun on this card, and then we have the moon blocking out the sun to keep in mind as you're going through this next month. So it could say that you're coming from this really positive place, things have been very bright, and on an external level, there's been a lot of opportunity. But whenever that Eight of Cups comes up, it indicates that your inner needs are going to take precedence right now. And so that moon might block out some of that sun energy, and you might need to refocus on what your instincts are telling you, or just listen to your intuition at this time. And now we're going to go into Cancer. And Cancer, happy birthday, by the way, this is your month. Let's just see what you've been working through up until this point. All right, we got Judgment. And Judgment is a card of rebirth and renewal. Sometimes when Judgment comes up, it indicates that something's awakening within you again at this time. And it's also a card of renewed hope and positive energy. Judgment is showing the angel blowing the trumpet and all the dead are rising from their graves. And so this could indicate that you are resurrecting an old plan or an old idea or a project, or that this is just a time where you're going to be feeling like you're coming back to life again. This is where you've been. So this is just basically saying that it's time to really reaffirm what you're trying to renew at this time in your life and to really pour your love and energy and nurturing into those pursuits. And then we also have the card that you need to keep in mind for this next month for Cancer. That's the Devil card. And the Devil card has to do with facing the shadow. Everybody has an angel on their shoulder and everyone has a devil on their shoulder. Everyone has the angel telling you, what's positive, what is possible, what is still reawakening in your life. And then yet everyone also has that devil, which is telling you how you're limited, how you're stuck, how you can't be free of something because you've always done it the same way. When these cards are coming up, and it's not lost on me that there's an angel and a devil here, it's basically saying to listen to your better angels, to listen to your conscience, and also to reject anything your shadow self, your inner saboteur, or whatever that dark voice that we all carry within us is telling you at this time. The people that are chained to the devil's throne are in chains that are loose, and this means they can slip out of them at any time. So for Cancer this next month, it might be a time to defy the shadow and to realize that you can be free at any time. And it's all just a matter of putting your focus on your better angels and not listening to the shadow so much. So that's part one for my zodiac readings, my Tarotscope for the month of July. I'm going to do a part 2 and a part 3 for the remaining 8 signs. And if you did enjoy this and this resonates with you, I'd love for you to go to elliotoracle.com and book a reading with me. These general readings are excellent for getting clarity and insight, but a one-on-one reading with me just goes far beyond what these little mini readings can do. So check out elliotoracle.com. Thanks a lot.